He was. He can beat an Iowa kid by a lot, unless he gets 1 point on you, in which case he becomes so much tougher. I could not give him anything. I knew that was the game plan. All he needed is some inkling of hope that he could have gotten something on me, and he would have went for it.
You're pretty active on your feet in the first period in terms of getting those 2 takedowns, building riding time. Do you think that took him out of the match at all?
Yes. You know, I mean, he always thought that the conditioning will play a factor in it. He was going really hard to wear me out. And then, you know, when he realized it's hard to get out on bottom, I had that point, you know, 4-point advantage. It seemed unsurmountable.
A little intimidating going out there wrestling an Iowa guy at all, being from Duke, where honestly most of these people, if it went out for last year, they'd sit there and be like, what singlet is that? Oh, Duke.
But I had something to prove out there too, you know. Terry was my coach for a while. So, couldn't let, I feel I had 2 coaches in the corner. You know, I was wrestling Iowa, but I'm very used to the Iowa style. I'm probably more immune to it than most people. You know, I've worked out with Mako, worked out with Bullfart. So they couldn't surprise me with anything I didn't know was coming.
In terms of, you know, coming into the match, you didn't have a whole lot of matches this year. You had some time off the mat. And how much has that affected your conditioning? Are you in full match shape like you were last year?
Conditioning is mental. You know, physically, I'm as fit as everyone in that room. And what decides who's in better shape or not is the person that has the willpower to take a shot when he's dead tired anyway. You know, the body's going to get tired after the first period no matter how good shape you are in. It's up to the mind to say, you know what, you're not resting now, you got to keep going. So that was all mental.
You know, what does this do for the program? Last year you were the first All-American on the race podium in a great scramble match with Mark Ellis, and now you're in the semifinals again. What's it do for Duke wrestling?
Puts it on the map, plain and simple. People ask about Duke, people know who I am, people know Duke has a program. So, you know, it puts us right out there with everyone.
I understand there was even somebody, you were walking around campus last year and somebody asked you, Duke has wrestling?
Yep.
So, you know, how do you respond to those type of questions? You're right, puts it on the map, Duke has wrestling, you're on the podium for the 2nd time.
I mean, before when people asked me, you know, I perfectly understood. The program's been around since 1927, never had an All-American, you know. Right now, if someone asked me, I'd probably deck them. You know, what the hell? You know, okay, maybe you had an excuse 2 years ago, you know, maybe we didn't really go through anything. But now, you better know. You know, I just beat, one of the best programs in the nation, you know. Who would have thought, just looking at the singlets, that Duke would beat Iowa in a match? That should never happen. You know, so that puts us right up there with everyone. It's possible.
You got a rematch with Zabriskie?
Now I have a flashback of last year's semifinal.
And you beat him in high school, too.
Beat him in high school.
So we have to ask this to every New Jersey guy, what exit?
49.
All right.
New Jersey.
And what do you know about the Rutgers grease trucks?
The Rutgers.
Grease trucks.
Nothing.
All right. Well, I'd highly recommend after the season when you don't got to cut any weight more or get down to weight, or if you go down to back to 211, have a couple sandwiches at Rutgers. Call Scott Goodale. He'll tell you what's up.
Okay. Will do.